For those of you who listen to this coaching moment and then apply this coaching moment, I can promise you your business will be in a better spot 6 months from today. Like zero doubt. Like money back guarantee. Okay. Like do you doubt any doubts? Yeah.
No doubt.
You guarantee this as well?
I will
Brent is guaranteeing it.
rubber stamping it right now.
He's rubber stamping it. So I will pay really close attention. We're going to walk through two different agents. So two agents start the same exact year, same exact time. They're both smart, likable. They both know the market, and both of them have big goals and want success. So agent A says, you know what? I'm just going to be natural. I don't want to sound scripted. I'll figure it out. 12 months later, they're still nervous when objections come up. In fact, they avoid them. They still stumble when someone says, we don't want to wait, or we want to wait, or we already know an agent. Now, agent B says, you know what? Every day before I call, I train, I practice. I'm going to give myself 15 minutes. I'm going to have my reps before I have my revenue. 12 months later, they hear the same exact objections, but they respond calmly, confidently, and naturally. Pressure doesn't create skill. Pressure reveals preparation.
Write that down.
Which agent do you want to be? You want to be B. Okay.
Everybody in here want to be B? I only have a couple.
Well, let's rewind. Somebody who's been in this business and this room longer than a year. Who have you been for the last 12 months? Agent A or B? Okay. So we got that figured out. Guys, like, let's take this seriously. Nobody wings it at a high level. Ask yourself honestly, would you trust any of these professionals? The pilot, I don't practice emergencies. I just like to wait until they happen. Right? The athlete, I don't train during the week. I perform on game day. By the way, these athletes exist. They exist. And some of them are really freaking good.
Oh, yeah.
Which masks, right? Because they're so good at masks that they haven't actually practiced. But at some point you get a ceiling.
Well, and here's something to think about too.
Where's the other mic at?
It's on the.
Here's something to think about too. Like when you talk about the athlete, and some of them exist. There are anomalies in real estate. There are people that exist that naturally do really well. They don't practice, they don't train, they don't do anything. They just naturally do well. The problem is the other 90% look at that person. Well, they don't have to, and they found success.
Yeah.
And they use that as an excuse to not do what they're supposed to do. They're like, see, it can be done. When the reality is that person is an outlier, and there are athletes out there that are outliers. But the other 90%, if they sat around and said, well, I'm just going to treat it like that guy treats it, then like we wouldn't even have professional sports.
I'll also argue that agent might look nice from the exterior, but behind the scenes, I'm sure is a dumpster fire.
I've coached a few of those.
So T said that it's likely that person, even if they look great on the outside, they're a dumpster fire on the inside.
All right, the surgeon says I don't rehearse procedures, I freestyle. I just like to see what's happening.
Just gonna mess around in there.
Do some things up. Yeah.
It's like when you get surgery, like depending on what it is, they're like Sharpie all over you where they're gonna cut, do all the stuff. Same with tattoos, like they put the form on you. But how would you like to just show up and they're like, I'll just look at it and eyeball it, right? I mean, some people are talented enough to do that, but most of us are like, you guys go to the restaurant and there's like 7 or 8 of you and you're ordering, and people are like, oh, take the onions off, put the dressing on the side, and someone's not writing shit down.
Oh.
How do you guys like that? Does anyone I get anxiety.
Yeah,
I'm not even a leader.
Absolutely.
It's like this, dude, something's happening. I mean, something's gonna come back wrong. And even if it doesn't come back wrong, you're looking for it to be wrong. Right? So winging it, I think can work once you've mastered it. But how do you get to mastery, right? So Real estate, your business is not houses. Your business is conversations. Every paycheck you earn comes from a conversation. Whether it's a call, a consultation, a follow-up, objection handled, a relationship built, an open house walk-in, right? A referral that comes your way. These conversations are, I mean, you can practice for every one of these guys. They're all the same version of something. So if conversations create income, then practicing conversations should be one of the highest priorities in your business. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Okay, go back the last 12 months. Like, would your actions around that reflect what you know to be true? Or do we have some opportunity? So, confidence is earned in reps. Most agents think confidence comes first. That is not true. Confidence comes after repetition. We practice the reps, confidence shows, we make the call. You don't become confident and then call, you practice. That's why some agents avoid prospecting because they don't have the confidence. Right? It's not laziness, it's a lack of reps. The myth, get confident first and start calling. The truth is practice until confidence is unavoidable.
You know what's interesting about this slide is, have you ever heard anybody say, "I'm not cocky, I'm just confident," or that kind of?
Yeah.
The reason why you can know if someone's cocky versus confident is because when someone's cocky, they're ignorant. They're like, they think they're great, but all of these different like flaws are easily seen from the outside. And confident people, that's the exact opposite. Like, they just are calm, collected, and you don't see any flaws or feel any flaws, but they'll take on any situation. It's because they've had the reps, the practice, the training, and it shows through confidence.
Yeah, they've already failed forward,
Yeah.
right? They've already had the failure, you just didn't see it. So, all right. So the cost of not practicing. What no practicing, not practicing scripts cost you? Listing you almost got, right? Has anyone lost a listing and maybe they just didn't know how to handle a certain objection?
Yes.
I mean, I'm raising my hand. I have. So if you haven't, you either aren't aware or you haven't done enough business yet. Have you lost listings because of that?
Okay.
Kara said yes. Okay. Buyers who ghosted you. You all know how I feel about ghosting. I hope.
Oh, yeah. Tell us again.
I don't think it's not that necessary.
Yeah, I mean, this is flushing out objections, right? You probably didn't handle an objection. And because of that, they feel embarrassed, so they're not calling you back. Because they're like, oh crap, I don't know if my credit's good. And you didn't handle the objection. So now they're talking about their spouse, and their spouse is saying, we can't afford to buy, we can't qualify, we don't have good credit. And then they never answer your call again because they're embarrassed. Like, is it possible that is how you got ghosted, or a version of that, right? All right, referrals because you didn't ask for them, because you didn't know how to ask. Leads you didn't handle correctly. Confidence you never built. Stress, of course, you didn't need. If script practice can improve the one thing that creates income, why wouldn't we protect 15 minutes a day for it? Like, this could literally be the greatest influence of your income over the next 12 months. And that is not like some clickbait thing. That's a reality, guys. It's the number one thing most of you need to do. Okay, so here's the format that we endorse in City of Trees Real Estate. It's very, 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 very simple. 15 minutes a day. Okay. And I encourage you to do it. Well, we'll get through it here. 2 people, because you're practicing with someone else. ChatGPT is great, but it thinks you're amazing at everything. Just ask it. I want real live people where the stakes are high, quote unquote. So 7 minutes each. Each of you gets 7 minutes. 30 seconds of focused feedback. Okay. 2 types of feedback. They have to tell you what you did well. They have to tell you what you can do better. Opportunity. Then you switch. And then you do the same exact thing for them. All right, positive feedback first, 1 opportunity. Role play's real play. If you mess up, Or if they mess up, you hang up and you call them right back. You only get hung up on a few times during script practice before you stop messing up. I can promise you, it's a big pattern interrupt. It's going to help you overcome sounding silly or dumb or whatever. Practice on the phone. 95% of what you're doing is via the phone. So that's where you should practice. Now, if you're an open house exclusive agent, that's all you do, then you should practice in person. But most of you need to practice on the phone. If you are practicing like a buyer consult or a listing consult, I would recommend practicing that in person.
The only thing I would say about the open house thing is the 90% of the conversion doesn't come at the open house.
Great point.
So you should still be practicing on the phone because your follow-ups are gonna be where the sales cycle happen, where the value adds happen, where the asking for the referral happens,
Yep.
where the asking for the consultation happens most
Yeah.
of the time.
And you could practice very specific things. Like I call Brent, or you call me Brent. I'm an open house lead. Call me. Ring ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this Chase?
Yeah, this is him.
Hey Chase, what's going on, man? I talked to you on Saturday at 123 Main Street. I'm the one that sent the video text.
Oh, who's this again? Now that's an objection you're gonna get often at an open house lead, right? Do you know exactly what to say and how to handle it? Do you know to not say who you are exactly the same and wait? You just go right into your point. Do you get that? Some of you do, and some of you don't. And if you don't, then that's what you practice, right? All right. During the practice, there's 3 objections minimum. Why would we give 3 objections minimum during script practice?
Because that's how many most people typically give.
It's because you need to learn how to overcome objections and not be afraid of them.
You need the reps.
You need reps at hearing an objection and overcoming. Why? Because there's always an appointment at the end of the tunnel, right? I say there's always light at the end of the script practice tunnel. We don't practice people that will never meet with us and never talk to us and never buy from us. Why would we practice that? A lot of agents want to practice that, by the way. But I mean, once you think about it for 5 seconds, you realize I don't want to practice that. It's a point.
Here's another benefit to having to go through at least 3 objections is in real world scenarios, you're now constantly thinking like, what objection am I going to bring to the phone call tomorrow? So you'll start to hear and pick out more and more objections. Here's an example. You call an open house script and they are always like, who are you again?
Who's this? Which one are you?
Okay, now I'm picking that out and I'm like, okay, that's an objection. So now I'm going to think about how I'm going to handle it. I'm going to bring it to script practice, but also what it does now that you're constantly thinking about it is now you start getting creative and say, you know, I constantly get that objection. How could I pre-handle it? How could I handle it ahead of time at the open house to ensure that I never get that objection when I call someone? And in this particular example would be, I'm going to send a voice or a video text of me after every time I meet someone at the open house. I'm like, hey, it's Brent from 123 Main Street. We met, we went over this. I'm going to follow up with you on Monday. Can't wait to talk to you, whatever. And then ship it off. Likelihood of who are you again happening drops. But it's because I was looking for the objection, looking to handle the objection, and then coming up with a creative way to possibly pre-handle the objection. The only way that happens is if we're practicing and looking for reasons to, or things to bring to practice.
I 100% agree with everything said. I can't argue with any of it. You need to do it. All right. So here's the challenge: 2 to 4 week commitment. Now this is with one person, and then you should get someone else. Right. And if everything's going amazingly after 4 weeks, maybe do another 2 weeks, but you should be working to find a new script partner every 2 to 4 weeks. Now notice how I said working. Okay. Some of the feedback we got from Camille, we love Camille. You guys saw Brent's email this morning. We hope she comes back. She's amazing. One of the things she said is she really wanted script practice. It was one of her things. Okay. Guys, you got to go get script practice. I told her this. I'm like, you got to go get it. What'd you do? Well, I asked someone, like, no. Just like you lead generating, guys, you're going to have to ask a lot for someone to meet with you. It's going to be the same way. You guys think it's easy to get all of you in one room at the same time? Lenders, how easy is it to get the realtors to show up to stuff? They're all giggling and like they don't want to say anything bad. You guys are awful. You guys are the worst. I'm talking to me. I'm a realtor too. I get it. You guys are the hardest people to get in one room at one time. So yeah, we could say, hey, you guys have to come in this time and script practice at this time. But guys, it just doesn't work. You will not get anywhere near as good as you will one-on-one with someone else for 15 minutes every single day. You do that for 30 days, you'll probably 5x your skill if you especially if you've never done it. And if you're 5 times better on the phone with someone, what does that mean for the results you get from the activities you did? 5 times more results. And I'm not kidding. We script every day. How long did we do that for, Rebecca?
8 years.
So we can't hear.
So been there for.
No, I mean we did every day. We showed up. Daily growth was literally like, all right, your turn, go. And we would all get feedback. That's good over a long period of time, but it's not as good as this, guys. This is how you microwave your skill set in a good way. Okay. All right, 2 to 4 week commitment, 5 days per week. Here's why it's important to you as the agent to go make this happen. Okay, here's why script practice doesn't work. Well, so-and-so stopped showing up. Okay, this is where you get very selfish. Pick the time of day. Make it the same time every day. Don't make it like, oh, let's schedule it. That's a waste of your freaking time. Pick a 15-minute. Well, that's part of the reason why this is only 15 minutes, because you can pick a 15-minute window every day. Bless you. So mine was when I've done this a lot. Mine was 8:30 to 8:45 when I was driving into work. I'm on the phone a lot while I'm in the car, so I want to practice what I do because I'm in the car on the phone all the time. So 8:30, 8:45. Now I call Brent. He's like, "Oh, I can't do that time." Do I change my time? No, I find someone else. And I'm gonna be like, "Oh, cool, you can do 8:30 to 8:45. That's awesome. Can you do it for the next 4 weeks every single day? Do you promise? You swear? Are you willing to put $100 up? And you write me a check, and I'll write you a check. And if either one of us doesn't show up, we'll cash it.
Yes.
How committed are you? Just get a freaking commitment, guys, and this will change your life. I'm not kidding. That is not an understatement or an overstatement. Whatever. I don't know which way. All right. Commit to 2 weeks. Just do 2 weeks. If you've never done it, do 2 weeks. That's literally, what is that? 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours over a 2-week period. But how much better would you be if you scripted that way? And when you're giving someone else feedback too, by the way, you're getting really good because you're listening for them to help them get better. And I love adjusting because sometimes you want someone who's better than you, but sometimes you need, you're always going to find that. So you can help someone get better, and then you show up with your A game too. All right. What is going through your head now that you've seen that? First of all, does anyone disagree? Like, if you did this for the next 6 months, do you think this will or will not change your business? Does anyone disagree?
Prove it.
I mean, okay. I knew that none of you would disagree. I knew that before I came in. And even if you do disagree, maybe in your head, you're like, yeah, but whatever. Like, you weren't going to say anything in this. So I already knew that. But if that's true, and we all know this to be true, then like, I just want you to, maybe you should write this down in journal. Like, what am I going to let get in the way of me actually doing this every day? And some of you let the excuse get in the way. Well, I can't find a partner. Okay, then I would ask the question, like, did you actually commit to finding a partner? And what is a commitment? Does that mean I'm gonna try 1 time or 2 times? What's a commitment? It's literally doing everything in your power to get that done. So I do want to open it up to you guys. Like, what are you hearing right now? And it's okay if you're like, man, I want to do that, but like I'm scared that I won't be able to commit the time, or like I'm scared to do it. Like, what's going through your guys' head? Let's hear from you guys.
Well, you guys are being so quiet because last week you guys were quiet on me and I was super uncomfortable.
I just want to mention that script practice is really good to do because it's actually harder than making the calls to your prospects. Because the person you're partnering with sort of knows what you're supposed to be saying, and the prospect doesn't. So it's a really good chance to get good. So that, so you're really fine tuning your skills, because once you're on the phone with the prospect, they don't know that you were supposed to say A before B or C before D. So it really makes it you really can get good at having that conversation because they don't know what you're supposed to say. So do the practice and it'll really help on those calls.
Yeah, I think there's two things that, and Camille said this to me. She's like, I don't sound like you. And I'm like, well, showing up and listening to people script practice once or twice a week, you're not gonna sound like me. And this is not, I'm not bragging about me at all. I'll tell you my path. My path was scripting like that every day for like 2.5 years. There's two things that changed my world in the sales game. One was practicing with peers, just like I just showed you. The other was joining Toastmasters. And so far, no one takes me up on either one of those things. I don't know why. Like they don't believe me or whatever. But like Toastmasters, you show up and there's literally a grammarian who's literally taking notes on your ums, ahs, buts, ands, the word of the day. They make sure you meet certain timing. And I did that for I think 5 years. And man, you talk about nerve wracking. If you think script practice is nerve wracking, go to Toastmasters and you're sitting there in a room and they're like, hey, Cinco de Mayo is coming up next week. Tell us about your favorite Cinco de Mayo moment. And you have 1 to 2 minutes to talk and you can't say but so, right? Like that gets you really freaking good at speaking on the fly. Really, 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 really good. And then if the saying is, how does a magician pull a rabbit out of the hat, guys? The magician puts the rabbit in the hat to begin with. So if you want to show up to a listing appointment and handle every objection like a pro, you probably need to know what a pro would say. And then you probably should practice it. And I don't know what else I could say to you guys to implore you to do this, other than it will change your life. Like if you're not on path to your goal today and you're not doing this right now, do it. Change nothing else but this. And you will see the results coming. So anyone else? I want to hear from 2 other people. And if I don't hear from you, I'm just calling on people. So if it's on the tip of your tongue, spit it out. Help someone out.
I can guarantee you probably didn't sound like you when you started.
Yeah.
You got that way by saying the same thing thousands of times.
Yeah. And if you don't want to sound scripted, you need to practice scripts. That's how you don't sound scripted. Amateurs practice till they get it right. Professionals practice till they cannot get it wrong. And if you don't want to sound like a script, then you need to know what the script means and then be able to spit it out. Like if you've heard any of these top agents in the ring, I can tell you right now, that is time on task. And if you don't want to wait, how long have you been in the business now, Kara?
20 years.
If you don't want to wait 20 years to sound like Kara, then you should practice. Okay. All right. I want to hear from Ty. And I want to hear from Francesca. What did you hear, Ty?
I think it's script
You heard you get a script partner?
and practice every day.
What would it mean for you, in your opinion? What if you've been doing that for the last year? Do you think that would change your business?
Definitely.
Have you had script partners in the past?
Yes, I've had script partners in the past.
Look at that smile. It's like, stop asking me questions. Okay, Francesca, tell us. What'd you hear?
I have to go back to my roots when I started basically as an ISA, and it was very much a part of the role being hired as an ISA, scripting every single day with Braxton, and I'm just realizing that definitely shaped, the years to come in the business. It helped big time, and I don't think I've done it for a while now. We were trying to do it. That's neither here nor there. We were trying to do it, so we just have to be more intentional about doing it going forward.
Well, and I know there was a group trying to meet for a certain period of time. Here's the deal, guys. This is the microwave button. Okay. You get in a group for an hour with 2, 5, 6, 7 people, you're not getting the you practice that you need.
Or the commitment?
And the commitment. The bigger thing to me is you need to be saying the script yourself. Hearing someone else say it is good. hearing you come out of your mouth is gonna be significantly better, so. Okay.
Wait,
uh,
wait.
go ahead.
Wait. Has anybody here ever worked out with a partner? Like,
Yeah.
like fitness workout?
Yeah.
So you wake up at, let's say it's a morning workout, you wake up at 6 a.m. and you don't feel like they're already on their way. What do?
You go.
Freaking go. How do you feel after the workout?
Good.
You're glad you went, right? Like, if you're relying on yourself, you're gonna negotiate all the reasons why you're not gonna do it. Period. If you're relying on someone else and they're showing up, and there's gonna be days they're not gonna wanna show up, by the way, and you're showing up, right? But you're like negotiating with that commitment. It's really hard to negotiate against a commitment with somebody else. So current you needs to look out for future you. Call someone, do the $100 thing and say, look, if you miss over the next 2 weeks, I'll cash your $100 check, vice versa. Let's commit to 2 weeks every single day for 15 minutes. We're not gonna miss it. Do it. And each one of you, because you're relying on each other, you're gonna be more likely to do it. And I think that's the missing piece that we can talk about is like the dual accountability by having someone commit to it alongside of you.
I think just getting the game is the missing piece for the organization.
Totally.
Well, it sounds like a great side business if you wanna make some money.
Well, like, it's funny because
They show up and they don't show up. That-
you listed all of the like ways that you could lose a piece of business. There was like 7 of them. Like if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This was just a
Yeah, so there's 6 of them. Everybody in this room, can you relate with all of those?
Yes.
Okay, and to like multiples over, I'm sure, right? If you're making calls and talking to people, you can probably think in your head like, oh yeah, that one, that, like it's probably countless. So let's just assume, for argument's sake, each one of those missed opportunities was $8,000.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, skin in the game. It's like you miss 10 opportunities, you miss $80,000. You miss 20, 30, 40.
Well, I think about this confidence, you never built one, right?
Yeah.
Like, I make a call to whatever, maybe it's an open house league, and they give me an objection, and I get stumped, and I'm like, damn, no one wants to hear from me. So the next 7 open house leagues, I just don't call them. Right? There's countless amounts of money that we're leaving on the table by not doing this one little thing. And I've preached this for as long as any of you can remember. There's 5 ways to make money in this business: lead gen, lead follow up, go on appointments, write negotiate offers, script, and role play, which makes you better at the first 4. And so we wanted, Brent and I both thought it would be appropriate to use this because we can't. I'll give you a recording of every script you want to hear. You want to hear a script? Hit me up. I will record it and give it to you. But that's not going to help you enough. It's not. You have to practice it, and I'll still do it. By the way, any script you want.
With you?
I won't be your script partner. For certain. No one's asked me yet, but if you want me to record a script so you can hear it, like any of you, I will do that for sure. And you need to practice it, and we can't do that for you. So, all right, let's get some gratitude and get out of here. Brent, why don't you pick one person in here? I'm gonna pick one, Hannah, and can you pick one on Zoom, please?
Stacy.
Stacy. Brent, who you got?
Vicky, because her head is in her hand and she looked.
Looks like she needs some guidance. Like she wants to share.
Probably needs some-
Vicky actually should probably just stare at